Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm doing something a little different. So my family and I went camping in May and I wanted to bring you along on what I ate while we were camping. So for the first day, I started off with some AG1 and some coffee, hung out with the dogs, and I decided to make breakfast for everyone. So I made some pancakes and sausage and bacon for everyone. And then for myself, I made a breakfast sandwich with some Beyond Breakfast sausage and some Just Egg patties. And I just toasted up some bread and melted some BelowI cheese on there and had a really tasty sandwich. And then I was still a little bit hungry, so looking at all of this food that I made for everyone else, I really just needed to have a pancake. So I decided to add some maple syrup to a pancake and enjoy that. And I wasn't as hungry as I thought, so I didn't actually finish. I shared it with the dogs, but you know. And then later that afternoon, we had a few Blue Moons, and I snacked on some sweet chili Doritos, which are accidentally vegan, which was so great. And then I made some rice paper bacon. I will leave the recipe for this that I used in the description box below because I wanted a BLT. It just felt like something appropriate to have while camping. So I made the rice paper bacon, toasted up some bread, and then assembled my sandwich with some vegan mayo, some iceberg lettuce, thinly sliced tomato with salt and pepper on top because I'm not a huge tomato fan. And then of course that rice paper bacon. And this was so good. I totally had 2 of these sandwiches. It was just really hitting the spot this day. So I really enjoyed that. And then after this, unfortunately, it started downpouring. So we were stuck inside the RV. So I snacked on one of these Lar bars, made myself some Ayurvedic tea, and we had cereal for dinner because that is just how it was sometimes. But we got to hang out and play some games, and it was still a chill night. And then the next day, I started off again with some AG1 and enjoyed the view. It was still a little bit rainy and actually a little bit chilly, but I enjoyed my AG1 and some hot coffee with some cinnamon, and started my day today with some homemade granola. And I made like a little yogurt bowl. So I had some yogurt with a little bit of cinnamon and maple syrup, added in that granola, and then piled on some fresh fruit. I did blueberries and strawberries on this day. And this was just kind of a really low-key breakfast. I wasn't super hungry, but definitely wanted to have something to start my day. And then for lunch, I made some chickpea tacos. So I cooked the chickpeas up on the stove, and I'll link the recipe for this in the description box below. I added in some lime juice and then heated up some tortillas. I'm not sure what happened to the footage of me adding the spices, so I apologize. But I heated up some tortillas just to get them a little bit toasty, and then I also made a cilantro pesto beforehand and had that added to my tacos with some avocado and some salsa, and this was really good and made for great leftovers. So I will also link the recipe for this in the description box below as well. Enjoyed my lunch outside because the weather had broken, and there were these just cute little duck family, goose family chilling in the water. And then for a snack on this day, I decided to have an apple and peanut butter because we were heading to downtown Nashville, where we checked out some bars and had dinner, and it was a fun time. It's definitely a very lively place. I had some fries at the first bar we were at, and then we ended up having dinner, so I had an Impossible Burger. In true fashion, starting out my day with some AG1 and another yogurt bowl. This time I added some bananas with a little bit of cinnamon and sugar. And then for lunch, we went to this place called the Sunflower Cafe, which I was stoked about. We found an all-vegan restaurant in Nashville where we had a bowl of wrap and these cookies. And then we went on a helicopter tour of Nashville. It was a short tour, but I've never been in a helicopter before, so it was really cool to see the view and see the city from a new perspective, especially because it's somewhere that I had never been. It was just really cool to kind of be in that moment and see everything, and it was just really neat. And I was really nervous to go into the helicopter, but to be totally honest, it definitely wasn't as scary as I thought. Like, it was a really smooth flight, but it was a really fun experience, and I'm really glad that we did that, especially after going to lunch at the vegan cafe. It was just a really fun afternoon for Brandon and I. And then we got some Krispy Kreme donuts to surprise the family, which I didn't know were vegan, and they are, so that was absolutely super exciting for me. And then for dinner this day, I grilled some Impossible sausages or Beyond sausages. I don't remember which one, but I grilled a couple of sausages and enjoyed the view and had some time with the family and the dogs, which were really loving being outside. And it wasn't too unbearably hot yet since this was still in May, but it was really fun to just see them exploring and having a good time here. Brandon's mom made baked potatoes, so I had my grilled brat with some pickled red onions, curry powder, and ketchup along with that baked potato. And then for an evening snack, I had more of these Doritos while we hung out in the back and played bags and just enjoyed being outside, spending time with each other and the dogs. Starting out the next day once again with my AG1, which Maya was very interested in this morning. And I also had some coffee on this day, but I just didn't film it. And for breakfast, we were doing kind of a leftovers situation. So I toasted some bread, added some of the leftover chickpeas and cilantro pesto to one half, and then some avocado mash and the tempeh bacon, or not tempeh, rice paper bacon to the other. And this was actually a really good savory breakfast. I really enjoyed it. I also had a little bit of kombucha later on, which was a nice refreshing treat because it was nice and warm, and then had a leftover brat with some of those leftover fries for lunch. Really quick and easy. And then we actually went on a Segway tour and then got ice cream afterwards. And I was so excited to find this place because they had not one but two vegan ice cream options. So I had to try both, a Texas sheet cake and then a lemon, and they were both really good. I wouldn't eat them together, but I ate them separately. And then for dinner, I was making some sesame tofu mushroom wraps. I will link the recipe for this below. One of my favorite meals, and it's pretty easy to make. You just have to kind of put everything in the oven. Normally I'd cook the mushrooms in the oven, but the oven really wasn't big enough for 2 sheet pans, so I just cooked them on the stove while the tofu was baking, and then assembled everything. The spicy garlic almond butter sauce really pulls this excuse me, this meal together. So if you're gonna make anything from this video, I highly recommend this sauce. It's delicious on everything. I actually made this recipe a couple days ago, and I used the leftovers to make summer rolls, and it was so delicious. I just love this for any time of year, really. It's so refreshing and hearty at the same time. It's just, the flavors are spot on. And then I wanted to show one more clip of on our trip home. We stopped at the sister restaurant, the Sunflower Bakehouse. I got a lavender lemon cupcake, which was so delicious. And then I got a banh mi and a meatball sub for our journey home. It was so good. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments below which you liked best, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. Bye for now.